Welcome back to another video. Today we are in the Open Great League, and we adjusted the team a little bit to feature the Shadow Dragonite with the Shadow Sandslash paired with the Azumarill on the back here. So here we have the Gligar Shadow version, so a little bit better for us. It is able to get to these Aerial Aces quicker than us. We're going to do our best here to throw on CAP. Looks like we are able to get that CAP tie. We do get a shield from our opponent, and we're just going to shield this next one here for the potential farm down. But our opponent ends up switching out into the Sableye, and we decide to stay in because we want to make sure we get this last shield. Our opponent ends up getting the shield, and then they're going to go for the farm down. The Azumarill right here is going to have to tank a return, and we are running the Play Rub Hydro Pump version. Here we go for this Play Rub right here against this Sableye. Completely takes it out, and let's see what's in the back. Ends up being a Gligar. We do catch a move here. Let's see if it's the Aerial Ace. Perfect. It ends up being the Aerial Ace, and then our opponent reveals that they have the Medicham in the back here. Obviously very, very terrible for our Sandslash, but we do get to a Ice Punch to chip it away, but unfortunately we're not able to get to that Play Rub to take out that Medicham in the back right there. Pretty close game. Obviously the Sandslash doesn't want to see any fighters, but we are kind of hedging that with the Shadow Dragonite. So here we have the Superior. Once again, another Superior. Not a Shadow one, not that it matters in this situation, but it is going to have the Aerial Ace, so another Aerial Ace user. Our opponent ends up shielding on that CAP, and then we basically force them to switch out. They go for the Skeleton here. We've seen this pairing before, the Superior with the Skeleton. We know we can tank a Shadow Ball pretty easily. We're going to throw this Hydro Pump right here. We do absolutely take it out. And now we're just going to make our opponent have to throw a move or potentially take a Play Rough. So our opponent is aware of this, and they throw the Frenzy. And now we have two Pokemon pretty good against this Superior. We are anticipating another Fire type in the bag, and that's exactly what it is. So we do get a little bit of a head start, and now we apply the pressure. We go for the Ice Punch bait, and then we're going to immediately switch out into our Dragonite here as a shield, and we need to get this Marowak out of the way. Here we're going to allow this to go through, and it ends up being the Bone Club. So that Bone Club definitely will not take us out as we resist it. And either way, if we had taken a Shadow Bone right there, we would have been able to farm down with that Sandslash and then been able to throw an Ice Punch back at that Superior. So I believe we have that game in the back. GG's to our opponent. On to the next one. Here we have the absolute worst situation. We're going to throw our Azumarill in there immediately, and we get met with the worst thing. It ends up being the Victory Bell here. Unfortunately, we're not running the Ice Beam version, so this is absolutely going to destroy us, but we do get a shield, so that's a little bit of a positive situation right there. And we're anticipating Medicham in the back here, so we go in with our Sandslash. We're going to have to tank this move right here. Ends up being the Acid Spray. And even though we are resisting these moves, my gosh, this Victory Bell is absolutely wrecking us right now. We were hoping that we could farm it down. Unfortunately, that is not the case. We're looking for the farm down still. Unfortunately, we cannot even farm it down. So that is a horrible situation. And this is GG's. We're just going to leave absolutely hard counter every street of the way. Sometimes that's what happens. And we move on. Nothing you can do about that one, especially since they just have that alignment. All right, next game. Let's see if we can turn this around a little bit. So, Dunsparce. Interesting. Dunsparce is fairly tanky. It is going to be able to do these super effective rollouts here. We're going to try our best to get some shields because they know that we potentially have superpower. We do get the first shield right there, which is great. And it ended up being a CAP tie. We're going to shield this next one here. We're making sure we are being tricky. And we have to shield here. Our opponent ends up switching out into their Copagrigus. So this Copagrigus is going to be able to tank this move. They don't have to worry about a KO, but because we have no shields, we're anticipating a big move here. Shadow Ball potentially. Yep. Luckily, we do survive the Shadow Ball, and we're doing a lot of fast move damage, which is helpful. But now they are close to another move, so we have to consider going in with our Dragonite. We do get the farm down, which is fantastic. So Shadow Dragonite able to farm down. We're going to throw this Dragon Claw right here, bait, potentially get that shield. We don't get the shield, but our opponent ends up showing that they have Medicham in the back. So this is somewhat good for us, as this Medicham is going to be throwing Psychics, which takes a while to get to. We avoid the potential debuff from the Psychics, so that's step number 1 successful. Here we're going to allow them to throw this move because we didn't want them to get an extra counter in. And now we're going to throw an Ideal Timing. This Play Rough right here will do a significant amount of damage. Almost takes it out. We're going to switch into the Dragonite, farm it away, and we're going to be able to win that match right there. So GG's to our opponent right there. Let's see if we can end up on a positive note. If you've seen the videos in the past, we actually had Registeel in this team, but we're going to switch it and use the Sandslash as an alternative. So this is a positive matchup for us right here, if we can shield the Stone Edges, of course. We did throw the move on CAP time. Potential Stone Edge coming in. They go for the Stone Edge. We do shield the correct move. You can see the amount of fast move damage we are doing to this Quagsire. We're going to throw this Dragon Claw on another CAP tie. This potentially could be the Stone Edge again. So we're going to shield here, and ends up being the double Stone Edge. So they really don't want to see this Dragonite for some reason. And now you know why, because they have the Charger Bug in the back. So unfortunately for them, the Charger Bug in the back is going to have to tank a Dragon Claw. They actually allow us to get to another Dragon Claw, and this is going to take out this Charger Bug easily. And now this gives our backline the free reign to win the game. They end up having the Gyarados, so you can see why they wanted to get rid of this Dragonite immediately. They do get the attack boost, but unfortunately for them, we do have a Shadow Sandslash in the back. We're going to be able to resist all of these moves. Even though that lunge was resisted, it was a boosted one, taking about 50% of our damage right there. So that is the GG's right there. Check out this team if you haven't already, and let us know if you enjoyed the video.